Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, guys. Celtic Warband here, and thanks for tuning in to another of my Warhammer 2 tournament videos. We only have 2 more videos until round 1 is complete, and we move on to round 2. We saw the battles between Sand Pirate and Lord Levin in the last video, so if you haven't seen their battles, be sure to check them out. But now it is time to take a look at the battles between the Hunted and Shadow Online Gaming. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Welcome everyone to the first battle between the Hunted and Shadow Online Gaming. The Hunted is playing as the High Elves and Shadow Online Gaming is playing as the Greenskins. And the Hunted was the one who sent in the replay, so we'll be taking a look at the battles from his point of view. So let's take a look at what he has brought in his High Elf army. It looks like he has some Illyrian Reavers that have Vanguard deployed in the tree line here. He has 2, one on either flank. We've also got 2 units of Shadow Warriors that have Vanguard deployed right on top of the hill. For his mainline infantry, he has 4 units of Lothern Sea Guard here. He's got 2 units of Swordmasters of Hoeth on the flanks. We've got Tyrion on the battlefield in the center, a unit of Rehagra's Pride, the War Lions of Trace, and then finally an Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower. Now this is a bit of a worry because if you look at Shadow Online Gaming's force, not only is it much more numerous, but he has also done the same thing. Vanguard deploying some Goblin Wolf Rider Archers, one of them very close to that undefended Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower. He's also got a second unit over here in the tree line to the right hand side. He's also kind of mirrored the Hunted strategy here, also deploying some nasty Skulkers up on this hilltop. I'm assuming that they have Vanguard deployed. These two look like they're a little bit further apart, but these two are actually right on top of one another. Looking at the rest of his forces here, he has 4 units of Night Goblins in the front lines. We've got 2 Night Goblin Archers and a regiment of renowned Rusty Eras. We've got a Goblin Rock Lobber here at the very far back. We've got a Black Orc Big Boss and Azag the Slaughterer. We have 2 units of Orc Biggins and 2 units of Savage Orc Boar Boy Biggins. So quite a large amount of Greenskins on the battlefield and not so many High Elves. So we'll see how the quantity versus quality plays out in the battle to come. So I hope you guys enjoy. Let's go ahead and get to the battle. Alright guys, welcome to the battlefield, and as you can see, the Shadow Warriors are being cut down by these nasty Skulkers on the hilltop. And I believe that the Hunted did manage to save one of his Shadow Warriors. You can see that he's quickly pulling them back off the hilltop just to keep them away from that second nasty Skulker unit that was Vanguard deployed. He's also having to deal with these Goblin Wolf Rider Archers. You can see he's activated his Illyrian Reavers very quickly to try and ride them away. I'm a little nervous about this though. The Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower actually turning around to fire into the Goblin Wolf Rider Archers. We've got another unit of Illyrian Reavers quickly trying to drive that away. Don't want to lose your artillery this early on in the battle. Looks like the Shadow Warriors have broken, and the nasty Skulkers are now engaging the Swordmasters of Hoeth, but it looks like they are starting to waver as well. Looks like Shadow Online is quickly trying to get his Night Goblins up to the hilltop, and he's also brought some Savage Orc Boar Boy Biggins close to the hilltop as well, maybe to get a solid charge on that heavy infantry. Looking over here, though, we've actually got Tyrion being very gutsy, very ballsy here, charging in to pretty much, I wouldn't say most of the infantry, but I'd say most of the infantry that the Greenskins have, at least on this left flank here. Now, I don't know if these spells are going to be from Tyrion. It looks like they are. Very good casting spell there. It is causing the Night Goblins to actually waver, and one of the Orc Biggins is having to move in to challenge Tyrion and just add more bodies to this fight. But well done to the Hunted here, actually tying up 4 to 5 units with just the general. And Tyrion, as you guys may well know, is a very tanky melee lord, so he should hold on for quite some time. He's gonna have to be careful though, because we do have Azag the Slaughterer closing in, and it would be a pretty big disaster to lose your general this early on. However, those High Elf Archers are now free, pretty much free to fire down onto these units without any any kind of harassment whatsoever. Those Goblin Wolf Riders are being driven away by the Illyrian Reavers. We've got the Regiment of Renown, the Rahagra's Pride, the Warlions of Trace, moving in here against this unit of Night Goblins, doing a good amount of damage there. We've also got Durusty Arrows here. I don't know if Shadow Online knows that they are engaged in melee. I would have tried to maybe pull them back, but it looks like this unit is actually going to break both of these. And why I'm sticking around here is because I want to see if it actually gets a hold of the Goblin Rock Lobbers. Is the Hunted going to notice this and quickly charge them in? I'm hoping that he does. However, it is unfortunate that Shadow Online wasn't able to break this Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower, so now he does have it over here on this flank to be able to fire down upon the Savage Orc Boar Boy Biggins. It looks like they are going to maybe come over here and take it out. It doesn't look like there's anything really defending it at this point. And is Tyrion still alive? He is. Hunted has sent in some Swordmasters of Hoeth to just lend a hand to Tyrion. He is tanky, but he can't take on the entire Goblin army all alone. So the Swordmasters of Hoeth have pushed in, and I think Tyrion has moved out of melee there. He probably is exhausted. No, actually, he's only active, but I think the Hunted is just worried of throwing him in this early on for fear of losing his general. But where did the Warlands go to? Because it looks like the Rock Lobber is still standing. I'm kind of confused here. Where did they go? Are they way over here for some reason? No, we got the Illyrian Reavers finally catching those Wolf Riders. And they are wavering, but maybe that unit broke? Oh no, it's right, it's over here, so he must not have noticed it. Either that or he did charge it and then it returned from routing, but it has again routed, which is very unfortunate for Shadow Online Gaming. Now, is this still operational? No, okay, so that's very good for Shadow Online, actually breaking the Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower with his Orc Boar Boy Biggins, and now he's going to be moving forwards to get some of these undefended archers. Now, the Shadow Warriors, if they sustain a charge from these Orc Boar Boys, they probably will break. However, the Lothern Seaguard are not only are they solid archers, but they're quite good in melee as well. So I think that's probably why the Hunted brought them, because they're a good versatile unit to use on the battlefield. Looks like he is going to focus the Shadow Warriors. That does leave the Lothern Seaguard free to fire into their backs. But yes, as I thought, that unit has begun to waver. Everything is happening very quickly here. We've got the Black Orc Big Boss and Azag the Slaughterer engaged here with Tyrion. We've got the Swordmasters of Hoeth looking very depleted at this point. The Hunted needs to maybe move these Warlions of Trace, turn around and countercharge these Night Goblins that are coming in to save their general. And well done to the Hunted. That was excellent timing there, turning around and hitting those Night Goblins. Unfortunately, though, we do have a lot of other infantry coming in at this point, but the balance of power is quite heavily in the Hunted's favor. Oh, okay, so he did manage to break the Lothern Seaguard, but I'm not sure if that was due to the Orc Boar Boy Biggins. I think that the Orc Boar Boy Biggins are way over here. So it looks like the Lothern Seaguard was dealt with by two Night Goblin Archers, or the one Night Goblin Archer and the Regiment of Renown. These poor Orc Biggins, though, so solid in melee, but they're being shot from both sides here. And there we go. Just as the battle ends, we get a very solid charge from the Illyrian Reavers into the Orc Boy Biggins. That's always such a tongue twister for me. But that is it for this first battle. So the Hunted has won one, so hopefully Shadow Online Gaming can claw it back in the next battle. Let's go ahead and find out. Alright guys, welcome to the second battle between the Hunted and Shadow Online Gaming. The Hunted is playing as the Wood Elves, and Shadow Online Gaming is playing as the Dark Elves. So we have some Elf v Elf action in this battle, and very similar strategies to what we saw in the first battle, with some units being Vanguard deployed. The Hunted has got 2 units of Wild Riders, Vanguard deployed in the tree line. In the front lines here, he has 4 units of Eternal Guard Spearmen. He has 4 units of Deepwood Scouts. He has 1 unit of Waystalkers, 2 units of Treekin, and Durthu as the general. So a very quantity-based army, once again, for the Hunted. For Shadow Online Gaming, I was gonna say quantity, but you know what? He has gone for a bit of quality as well. You can see he's got 2 units of the Blackguard of Naggarond at the back here. He's got 2 units of Dread Spears and 2 units of Witch Elves. We've got Malekith on the battlefield in the center, and 4 units of Black Ark Corsairs with Hambows. And he's also Vanguard deployed 2 units of Dark Riders and 2 units of Dark Riders with Repeater Crossbows. And that rounds out the army comps, and it looks like we have a battle beginning almost immediately once again on this flank. So that's where we'll start battle number 2. Alright guys, welcome to battle number 2 between the Hunted and Shadow Online Gaming, and the Wild Riders are immediately carving up these Dark Riders. The Dark Riders not really the best cavalry that the Dark Elves can field, and that is definitely evident by how quickly the Dark Riders were slaughtered. And it is unfortunate that they're breaking here, because they're going to immediately go across the border of the map, and then they're gone for good. So not even a chance for them to return from routing. The Dark Riders with Repeater Crossbows are also shaken just due to the fact they're engaged against this very powerful Wood Elf cavalry. Let's quickly jump over here and see what is going on. We've got a spell actually being pushed out here. Oh, I'm glad I caught that. Knocking a lot of the Eternal Guard to the floor there. Thankfully, almost all of them did actually get up, but you can see by their health bar that they've lost a lot of their staying power in that right flank. And I think that's the only unit of infantry that he's got over here aside from the Treekin, because this unit was pulled back to deal with this cavalry. You can see we've got another Dark Rider unit running back here. The Repeater Crossbows have tied up this very crucial unit of Wild Riders, and it looks like they just slipped away, which is very unfortunate. But I want to focus more on this main battle here. It looks like the Black Ark Corsair with Hambows are being annihilated by this unit of Deepwood Scouts, so slowly whittling down the ranged power of the Dark Elves. The Tree Kiln also causing a lot of trouble here for the Dread Spears and the Witch Elves, and Durthu is right in the center here against Malekith. Check this bad boy out. One of my favorite lords in Warhammer 2. He's just such a tanky boy. Even dealing with the Black Guard of Naggarond, he seems to be holding just fine. We also have a Feral Manticore, as it looks like, that has been summoned over here for the Wood Elves, right on top of one of the other units of Black Ark Corsairs with Handbows. So again, another unit of ranged infantry being eliminated from the battlefield, but this is not good to see. We've got Durthu actually breaking from the battlefield and being pursued by 2 very healthy units of Blackguard of Naggarond and Malekith himself. So this is a big problem for the Hunted. If his general dies this early on, the battle may actually be over. We've still got the Wild Riders actually pursuing the Dark Riders with Repeater Crossbows. I would honestly forget about them, to be honest. We've seen a lot in this tournament that the cavalry gets so distracted by ranged cavalry, when I think it's much better used just like this, with running down units of crossbows and archers, and also getting some choice rear charges into units that are already engaged. Much like this, the Treekin could really use a rear charge from those Wild Riders, just slamming into the backs of the Dread Spears here and breaking them from the battlefield. But it is too little too late. The Treekin starting to break from the battlefield. Did Durthu come back? Not yet. And Malekith is running down a unit of Deepwood Scouts here. How are we looking over here? We've got more Deepwood Scouts over on this flank. We've got Deepwood Scouts and the Waystalker over here. I think I said in the army comps that this was a unit of Waystalkers. That was inappropriate of me. It's just a single entity unit, so apologies for the plurality there. But over here, things not looking too good for the Hunted either. We've got the Witch Elves, Blackguard of Naggarond, and Dread Spears powering on through. The Deepwood Scouts are going to be the next line of defense there. And what do we got? Eternal Guard being just destroyed here on the battlefield, trying to run down these archers. However, finally the Wild Riders have been called off from, well, at least one of the units has been called off from chasing these Dark Riders with the repeater crossbows. Yeah, the Wild Riders need to just run down these units of archers and shatter them to make sure that they do not return. Over here, thankfully, Durthu did return from routing, so that is excellent. His units, as you can see, are starting to rally now that their general is still present on the battlefield. But it's not looking good for the Hunted. I don't know. The balance of power is pretty far against him at this point. 490 for the Wood Elves and 555 for the Dark Elves. We do have more Wild Riders running down the Black Arc Corsairs with handbows. I would maybe hit this unit over here, because I'm pretty sure that this unit of Black Arc Corsairs with handbows is going to break. But yeah, see, this depleted unit is going to do a bit of damage, but it's mostly harassment damage. These are very expensive cavalry units, and they're much better tasked by, as I said, getting rear charges, running down units that have been cut off from the main line. I think that is a better option for them. We've got one of the spells here from Malekith being summoned onto this unit of Eternal Guard. Oh no, another blast here coming in as well. Ooh, there we go. Thankfully, it looks like it's just a knockback, so most of them do not die, which is good for the Hunted, at least. Durthu is here. We've got the Deepwood Scouts that are probably going to try and pull back behind Durthu, but it's so risky at this point to send him into melee. Those Blackguard and Nagaron being focused down by the Deepwood Scouts, that is what needs to happen. We've got a depleted unit of Dread Spears trying to lock down these Deepwood Scouts, but they've already used up all their ammunition, and the Dread Spears are wavering already. Again, the Wild Riders once again chasing down these Dark Riders with repeater crossbows. They will probably return to the battlefield, and I think they are faster than the other unit anyways. So as I said, this is what needs to happen here. Huge charge from the Wild Riders, immediately breaking the Witch Elves. Malekith is now surrounded, and he is fighting against Durthu. He is weakened, but he is very powerful. You can see he's doing a lot of damage to Malekith at this point. Balance of power is slowly starting to slip back towards even. We've got some spear-on-spear action here, the Eternal Guard versus the Dread Spears. Very even fight as it looks. Nicely done there, and we have a small other pocket of fighting here as well, with the Blackguard of Nagaron fighting the Waystalker and a unit of Deepwood Scouts. See, the crossbows did return, but just ignore them. They're much faster than the Wild Riders anyways, so we just need these Wild Riders to run down these enemy units. And oh, Durthu looks very weakened at this point. We've got the Deepwood Scouts. It looks like they are out of control. Just going rampant against the Witch Elves here. We've got more Deepwood Scouts coming on in. Malekith is starting to look pretty worse for wear, but we've got Durthu wavering once again. Thankfully, the Wild Riders are charging on in. Hopefully, that will give Durthu the morale buff that he needs. Why did it stop, though? I don't understand. Charge on into Malekith. There you go. That was a good charge, and that's actually going to cause him to break, it looks like. No way. Balance of power slowly slipping into the Hunted's favor here. The Dread Spears finally broken from the Wild Riders that did return from routing, and now they're going to hit the Blackguard of Nagaron in the flank as well. Huge charge there, and with Malekith broken from the battlefield, actually dead on the battlefield, that should be the end of the Blackguard of Nagaron, and it is. I have no idea how the Hunted hung on to Durthu, but Durthu still stands on the battlefield. And that rounds out this round of battles. So the Hunted did win in a 2-0 sweep. So SHADOWONLINE, thank you so much for taking part, man. I really do appreciate it. And SHADOWONLINE is quite a good player. I will admit that several years ago when I first started YouTube, I did take part in a tournament against SHADOWONLINE. I think the videos are still probably present on his channel, and he absolutely annihilated me. So he is a very good player, but the Hunted just managed to hang on and secure a spot in round 2. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this in the future, and I will see you in the next one.